Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 10, Episode 15, Sex, Lies, and Text Messages. Well, we are back in LA, baby, and not a moment too soon. That was a rough trip. Not a lot of fun was had in Rome. And this is not the first time I've said this, but these ladies could have saved a whole lot of money by just fighting in their own backyard. This week opens with a lot of little checking in with Lisa Rinna and her daughter Amelia. They're doing a fitness class together. We check in with Garcelle and one of her sons. I think she's picking him up from school. He forgot his jacket again. She wants to strangle him. Teddy and Edwin and a couple of their assistants are looking at the nursery. They're starting to buy things for the nursery. Teddy's like, I love this nursery already. And then we get to see it and it's, oh God, it's sad. It is just like a plain white crib. Very, very ordinary, very plain. With nothing in it. No bedding or stuffed animals or a mobile or anything that makes it look cute. It's just stark and bare, not a sheet to be had. I'm not even sure the mattress was in there. And then there was like a little stuffed kind of a rocking horse next to it, but nothing was done. I'm not exactly sure what she loved. We also check in with Erica, who's prepping for Chicago. And you guys who watched it, was that like a spoof on the Roxy Hart song that she was doing it as Erica as a housewife or something? I couldn't hear like all the words, and then I got bored. So I just kind of moved on. Now we have Denise coming over to Garcelle's house and talking about Rome, of course. Denise appreciates that Garcelle acted like a friend, had her back. She was the only one who did. Garcelle asked her if she told Aaron, and she said, oh yeah, of course I told Aaron. And, you know, he's just like, he can't understand these ladies. And, you know, he felt bad that it happened. He feels bad that Teddy brought that up about what Brandy said. He thinks that's crazy. And then in her confessional, she said, Aaron and I don't have secrets from each other. If I came home and said I slept with Brandy, Aaron would be like, oh, how come I wasn't invited? Really? Because I thought you said you didn't have an open marriage. I'm just going to make this observation, and I could be way off base. As a straight woman, I don't know, I could be way off base here, but to me, there's something that bothers me about this whole, oh, you could cheat as long as it's with another woman thing. Okay, I told you I'm going to probably say this wrong, but that alone feels a little homophobic, and maybe that's not the right word. I'm bothered by it though. It makes it seem like sex between two same-sex partners is somehow less than, or it doesn't count. Maybe you guys can help me out in the comments. Or maybe you disagree entirely, that's okay too. But I don't know. Maybe it's like toxic masculinity that's annoying me. But that whole, oh, if it's another girl, I don't mind. Really? Because that's still cheating. And you probably should mind. Anyway, Garcelle hopes that the next time all the ladies are together, that it's a better experience for Denise. And Denise yet again says, well, I can move on, but I don't know if they can. That's doubtful. You're asking them to move on from the only plot line this entire season, so probably not going to happen, Denise. And then Denise admits to Garcelle that she doesn't really like Teddy. Garcelle also says that she's known Lisa Rinna for 20 years, and this is not normal behavior from Lisa, or it is kind of normal behavior for Lisa Rinna, but it isn't anything that Garcelle has experienced in their friendship. And Denise basically said the same thing. All I can say to you both is you don't know the housewives then, because this is Lisa's role. And as long as you two are going to be castmates, you're going to be treated like this. Had you never been on the show, you probably still could have another 20 years of a wonderful friendship with Lisa. But You're a cast member on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and you are now fair game. And this is how the game is played, unfortunately. One funny thing, though, in Garcelle's confessional, she goes, I don't know, Lisa always wants you to own it. I don't want to always own it. That's exhausting. Now we're at Buca di Beppo, and it is the afternoon before Teddy's baby shower. Dorit is there setting everything up, last minute touches. Kyle shows up, I don't know, to drop off her gift probably, but also to pretend that she is somehow a co-host in all this, though she has not lifted a finger. Dorit has set place cards around the table, so Sutton will be happy. She's got Denise next to her so that she feels more comfortable, with Garcelle on the other side. And then she's putting Teddy next to Kyle because they're so close. Kyle reminds her that Brandy and Kim are coming. Dorit's like, oh, do you think that's a good idea with Denise here? And Kyle doesn't think Denise is going to come, but Dorit claims she didn't say she wasn't coming, and Dorit doesn't think that Denise is one to back down. You know Denise, right? Next, we have a scene with Lisa Rinna and Amelia. Amelia is moving into her new apartment in a week. They talk about her psychiatric appointment, and then Lisa asks her, do you remember Garcelle, right? And she said, yeah. And she goes, well, she was questioning whether or not my posting on Instagram had anything to do with your eating disorder. Amelia does not blame Lisa for anything. She said, you're tiny. That's just the way you are. And yeah, has it maybe bothered me a time or two? Possibly, but that's on me. It's nothing that you did, and it's nothing that's your fault. She also doesn't like that there's so much body shaming of women, no matter what size you are. If you're tiny, you get body shamed or accused of having an eating disorder. When you're large, you get ridiculed. So she's not entirely wrong about that. Okay, guys, now the baby shower is underway. So Kim is there, and Lisa, yes, she brought a bunny. She and Kim had a good laugh over it. We get a flashback to the reunion when Kim returned the bunny to Lisa and said, I didn't give it to my grandson because I thought it had bad energy. And then, of course, the iconic single tear slowly making its way down Lisa Rinna's cheek. Now, Rinna asks Dorit if Denise is coming. She said, yes, everyone is coming. And since this is the second time that she was asked about Denise, now I'm pretty sure Denise is not coming. Oh, well, we're wasting no time because Denise is FaceTiming Dorit right now. So let's find out what excuse she's giving. Okay, not very imaginative, but it is a classic. She's not feeling well. She's been sick all night and all day. And I really don't think that Teddy or Erica would appreciate me showing up sick. Then in her confessional, she tells us that she's not so sad that she's sick because she didn't really want to go. All right, so Teddy and Kyle show up together. I guess Kyle was bringing her. And this is a surprise for Teddy. So on their way into the place, Teddy thinks that she's going just to see Dorit's new Capri room, or Capri room, as everyone is pronouncing it. I don't know. And so as they're walking in, Teddy is mimicking Dorit. You guys, it's not very nice, but it is also the most I've ever liked Teddy. As she's walking in, she goes, by the way, we made it to Buca. I'm going to the Capri room. And they walk in and then, surprise! Yeah, she looks surprised. And maybe just a smidge sorry that she made fun of Dorit. Dorit right away feels the need to tell Teddy that Denise just called and said she couldn't make it. Like Teddy cares, right? Teddy's like, oh, okay. Kyle's like, I knew it. I told you. Okay, you win a prize, Kyle. Teddy in her confessional seems to think that this baby shower is more about Dorit showing off the room she designed at Buca di Beppo. Maybe. They all sit down to eat. Oh, then Erica arrives looking like Bette Midler in Hocus Pocus. Yeah. not feeling this look, not understanding the look. She goes, I'm wearing the baby's gender on my head because the wig is pink. Then Kyle stands up to give a big speech, almost as if she planned the shower. Teddy, you're a great mom, and I love you so much. And then she sits down. That was about it. So you didn't even work on a speech? Thanks for your efforts, Kyle. I guess this is the last time Erica's going to be seeing the ladies before she goes to New York to do Chicago. Rinna says, I'm just so glad Erica is getting a chance to do the thing that I once did. In Garcelle's confessional, she's like, come on, Lisa, give Erica the spotlight for just a minute. At the table, Garcelle said, I've known Lisa Rinna for over 20 years, and when you're with a friend, you support that friend 100%. Now, no one really knows where this is going, and Lisa's smiling, thinking it's going to be something positive about their friendship. Because then Garcelle says, I can say that, yet at the same time, I feel like every time someone brings up Erica's Broadway debut, Lisa chimes in like, I did it 18 years ago. Tariq. I mean, everybody's like stunned. And I love that she said it. I think it's funny, but also it was not called for and pretty mean. So Lisa's like, well, if that's how you feel, I feel sorry for you. And Garcelle goes, don't do that. Don't say it like that. And she's like, well, come on, Garcelle. You know me better than that. I've not tried to steal Erica's thunder. Bravo, of course, obliges us with a flashback to every single time that Lisa mentioned that she also played Roxy Hart on Broadway. Okay, now Sutton and Garcelle have to leave, and conveniently, it is before Brandy even gets there. On her way out, Garcelle does apologize to Rinna, which I thought was nice. She's like, you know what? You've always been there for me. That was a thing for me to say, and I'm sorry. So now Kim tells the remaining ladies that Brandy just texted her, and she said that she was in the neighborhood and that she was invited, so can she come by? Isn't that weird? Kyle's like, yeah, she was invited. So yeah, of course, tell her to come by. If she was invited, how come she didn't have her own little place card at the table? Kim did. Also, why is she so late if she was invited? They're making it sound like she just happened to be in the neighborhood. I don't know. That's fishy. Erica, who came late, asked where Denise was. And they're like, oh, you didn't hear. Oh. And Dorit said, oh, she called me and said she wasn't feeling well. Then Teddy says that I would have appreciated it more if she was just honest about it and said that she's uncomfortable around me and doesn't want to go. Okay, you don't know that she isn't sick? And also, she's trying to be polite, okay, and non-confrontational. I'm sorry, I don't think there's anything wrong with her not going and then just saying she's not feeling well. I don't think that makes her a big liar. People tell little white lies all the time. Oftentimes, it's to spare someone's feelings. But, I guess we're not all accountability coaches. Kyle, of course, agrees with her. Yeah, we wouldn't have a problem with her if she would be honest. Like all of you. Again, you guys, Dorit, the voice of reason? How is this happening? She said, Kyle, how do you know she's lying? In Dorit's confessional, she said that she didn't think that Kyle would be so quick to believe Brandy if she didn't have a problem with Denise. And that's true. What's also true is that Dorit wouldn't have such a problem believing Brandy if she didn't have a problem with Brandy. Didn't Brandy say upon meeting her that her tits were messed up? Who does that, by the way? So, I guess it kind of works both ways. And here comes Brandy. Hi, surprise, you're having a baby, and gives her a gift and gives her a hug. Side note, under any other circumstances, you guys know that there's no way Brandy and Teddy would be friends. I mean, no way. An accountability coach and Brandy Glanville? No. It is some strange circumstances that brought those two together. Brandy asked her if she was surprised, and she's like, yeah, I almost didn't even come. Edwin told me I should come. Dorit is like, thank you, Teddy. Good to know you weren't going to come just to support me. Yeah, Teddy, that's rude. Then Brandy tells Dorit that she used to bring her boys to Buca di Beppo all the time and they would eat in the kitchen. There's like a special table in the kitchen. You have to book it in advance and all that. And Kyle tells Brandy what a good mom she is. You know, with the divorce and everything, being so public, it really didn't come out like, what a good mother you are, Brandy. And she's like, well, thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. This is disgusting. The sucking up to Brandy, it's crazy. Brandy talks about how, you know, she hasn't always been a great person in the past, but she's really working on being better, and she got invited to Thanksgiving with Eddie and Leanne, or I don't know, just dessert or something. I don't know what it is, but they're like, hey, you know, baby steps. And so Dorit said to her, do you like being controversial? Is that what it is? Do you try to be controversial? And Brandy said, I mean, it used to be that way, but not so much anymore. Dorit, would you say that honesty is important to you? And Brandy's like, 1,000%. Dorit goes, always? And Brandy's like, takes this long pause, and she goes, well, 99% of the time. Kyle, so quick to jump in and defend that, goes, even that's honest. So anyway, Brandy's like, what? What's happening here? What did I miss? And Kyle's like, well, the hit the fan in Rome. And everything you told us came out to Denise, and Denise denied everything. Then Brandy's like, well, and she looks around the table, and there's all these like other women sitting at the table too. And she's like, is this the best time to be talking about this? Because I don't know 94% of the people at this table. Camera pans to the ladies, and they're like, trying to act like they're invisible so that they can stay sitting there. I'm assuming these are like Teddy's real friends maybe, or paid extras, I don't know. Anyway, they actually graciously offer to leave. In Teddy's confessional, she's like, it was definitely time for my friends to go. This conversation was about to not be baby shower friendly. All right, as I said, now all the ladies are telling Brandy that Denise denied everything. Then Hocus Pocus says, I asked her point blank, did Brandy lie? And she said yes. Brandy's like, listen, I'm not trying to hurt this person in any way, shape, or form. That's debatable. So she retells the whole story she told in Kyle's bedroom, now in front of Dorit, Erica, and Lisa Rinna. She starts to say, I knew 100% that Denise was in an open marriage. Side note, what is it with Brandy and the percentages? Yeah, 1,000%. I don't know 94% of the people at this table, and now it's 100%. So yes, it was her understanding 100% that Denise and Aaron were in an open relationship as long as it was another woman. So they were making out, and she bit her. And everyone's like, what? You what? You bit her? Like a bite? Hocus pocus. Like a love bite. So Brandy goes on to say that I left a mark. And then she tells me we can never tell Aaron. He will kill me. This is from my corset. So I guess she's trying to say that the bite mark, she's going to tell Aaron that like her corset cut into her or something like that. Side note, guys, I so distrust Brandy that I believe she's the kind of person that would purposely leave a mark to get somebody in trouble. I don't trust her. I just don't. Anyway, Dory goes, well, so if it was okay with Aaron if Denise was with you, then I don't understand what the problem was. Now Teddy comes to her defense. That's the point she's trying to make. She was lied to by Denise. And Brandy said, yeah. And then I thought, oh my God, now I have to keep this a secret because I'm a cheater now. Dorit tells her, I'm sorry, but what you're telling me, it's actually very confusing. I'm just being honest. Then Teddy's saying that regardless of the sex stuff, Denise denies even having a friendship with Brandy. And why do you care? Teddy. In fact, why do you care about anything other than what Brandy accused Denise of saying about you? That should be the only thing that you talk about, the only thing that you care about. So then Erica goes, now, when she said all that stuff about me and Teddy, and Brandy goes, well, she didn't say all that stuff. 2 things. That you're a cold-hearted fucking bitch. And that Erica goes, my best role yet. Yeah, Erica is fully on board drinking the Brandy Kool-Aid. In her confessional, she's like, Denise went to Rome knowing that she said those things about us. Yeah, and you all went to Rome having said a million things about each other. So I don't really get how this is much different than that. So now Brandy said, I can back it all up. And Dorit said, you've got texts to prove all of this? Because I'm sorry, I believe Denise. And Brandy pulls out her phone. Side note, this has got to be Dorit's best season so far. Honestly, with her being on the right side of things here, coupled with the fact that we hardly have to see PK, I am loving it. So now Brandy passes her phone to Erica, and in her confessional she said, I didn't look at what the messages said. Yeah, because they were quite benign. I was looking at how many texts there were. Pages and pages and pages. Okay. Again, how is Dorit the only sane one at this table? Seriously, are we attacking Denise now for not admitting that she had a friendship with Brandy Glanville? I mean, good God, I'd be reluctant to admit that too. I find that kind of understandable. And that smoking gun gets passed on to Teddy now, who's looking at the texts. Yes, folks, it's absolute, unequivocal proof that Denise was friendly with Brandy. I mean, come on. It's not proof that she said mean things about the girls. It's not proof that she slept with Brandy. It's proof that she knew her and exchanged texts. Yes, she lied about having a relationship other than just seeing her a couple of times. I wish she didn't lie about that, but under the circumstances, I can almost understand why she did. But just stop with trying to make this like you just found a murder weapon. Dorit doesn't buy that proves that she was close to Brandy. So Brandy has to prove that they were close in the most vulgar way possible. I blanked on her blanking blank. I'll let you fill in those blanks. And to Dorit, she's like, okay, bitch. Kyle looks horrified. However, still Team Brandy all the way. So now Rinna asks to see the texts. And because there are a few I love yous in there, Rinna's calling it. It's a relationship. Yep, not just a friendship. Because Denise doesn't say I love you in texts to her. Well, maybe that says more about you, Lisa. Side note, what is Rinna showing us on her phone in her confessional? Did those vultures have Brandy text them the text thread between her and Denise? I bet they did. Or they took screenshots. Gross. Brandy said that Denise is a master manipulator. Even worse than LVP. Gasps all around for that one. Well, that was it for the shower. Now it is the next morning, 7:22 in the morning, and Erica is packing up the car, heading to the airport, saying goodbye to Tom for however long she's going to be on Broadway. Actually, you guys, it was not as long as they hoped. They had to close early because of coronavirus when Broadway shut down. So, yeah, that was sad. It's still sad. Anyway, now we check in with Kyle at her house, and Lisa Rinna is coming over for a visit. Side note, Kyle is wearing a hat. You're in her house, just hanging out at home in a cap. Anyway, I guess anything to cover those bangs. So Rinna is doing this. I'm so confused because in Rome, I believed Denise. I want to stick up for my friend and say, Brandy, that's not true. I don't believe you. But guess what? I can't do that. Now Kyle's confessional makes me want to vomit. She said, whether Brandy and Denise slept together is none of our business. But Brandy told us, and now Denise is going to have to deal with it. I feel so bad. You're disgusting. First of all, we know you don't feel bad. Secondly, just because Brandy told you didn't mean that you or Teddy had to bring it up when you were in Rome. You didn't have to do that. So, nobody thinks you feel bad. And also, take off that hat. Oh, good. Rinna's a victim now. Denise is weaponizing their friendship and making her feel bad. She says, what if Denise is manipulating me too? Oh no, Lisa. Denise might have had a friendship with Brandy. How could she? Well, that's it, guys. That was a rough episode for me. It's just kind of ugly from start to finish. But next week is the season finale. So, the season's going to be, I guess, a little bit truncated. That would be episode 16. Anyway, I will be here, of course, to recap it all, including the reunions. So thank you guys very, very much for joining me. I really do appreciate you. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Jill_informed. And that's it. I will be back next week. Wash your hands, wear a mask. I love you. Bye-bye.